What problems were you trying to solve when you first reached out to me?
Oh, so the biggest problem was the broken website and a clear vision. I was struggling with like what I wanted and like how I saw the website, whereas like what. So we have two audiences, which I really struggled with. We have people that need our services, and we have donors. And the people who need us for our services are like the priority. But then how do I balance that with the donors? And so I was really struggling with that part of it, and so I think that you really helped with that process. How do we like serve those both of those audiences, but get we both get what we want? I get like people that can donate quickly and get to me, but I also know that people can get our services and call the crisis line. So,
Sweet. I know you talked about it already, but do you want to describe how you feel now about the website?
oh well, we're all so happy with the website. It's like a weight lifted off of our shoulders. It honestly is. Um, it's I think it like you use the word game changer, and it really is for us because the website before didn't reflect who we are and like the work we do. And that's something that being a small organization that does so much, we really struggle with. How do we like, how do we get people to understand like all the important work that's being done here? And how do we get people to be able to access the services? So it's really fulfilled that. And it's not just me saying that, it's other people saying that, including like our board members and supporters, other staff members.
Awesome. What was it like working with me?
Oh, it was good. I appreciated your patience with us, with me. I know I was like a team of one, and in the beginning, you said like two things to me, like it's going to be the content and the domain that's going to slow us down. I was like, no, it's not, but it was me, and so I appreciated your patience and also the way you like were steering me in certain directions, but without like patiently, but without you weren't like overbearing. Like you have to do it this way. You had like we had good conversations about why things had to go, why we should do things a certain way, and I appreciated that. And also your access to you when I needed it. I know that that's not always something you get from people. So when something came up or a change, I really did appreciate that because I know that's not it's not easy for you or a developer or like any agency to work like that, but um, it's just how we work. So yeah.
No, that's awesome. I hate working with boards, as we talked about. And I was not
Yeah.
reluctant because I know you a little bit and we didn't work together in the past. We had just talked a couple
No.
years ago,
Yeah.
right? Right. And if it weren't for you, I don't know if I would have wanted to work with a board because there's so many voices and opinions, and it's so
Yeah.
not easy for me, but easy to converse with somebody, give expectations. You were understanding, like, yeah, of course. And then in the back of my head, it's always like, you get it, but the other people aren't. And that's when it's going to be a
Yeah.
problem. And I don't know if I've ever had a better experience working with a not for profit or a board before, frankly, because of you. And like
Oh.
we just were easy to work with and just made everything simple. Like you managed it well. Like it was great. So thank you.
Oh, I really appreciate you saying that because there was like those 3 o'clock in the morning, like me being like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. So that means a lot to me. And I also think it shows like, I know I talked about working here and how wonderful it is, but um, I really felt supported by like my director and executive director. They really respect my opinions and your opinion. And and when things we were always like open to discussion, like and which I really think is amazing. So thank you for saying that, and I will definitely reiterate that to back to the team here.
That's awesome. And realistically, like we didn't miss our deadline, but we had a date set that we wanted to launch
Mhm.
at. And like you
Yeah,
said, I knew we weren't going to hit it because
yeah.
of content and domain access.
I missed my deadline. Yeah.
But we only missed that deadline by like a month and a half, which frankly is outstanding because,
Really? Oh,
oh no, for a project like this, with its size and scope and a board being involved and everything, easily could have been 6 to 12 months of a delay.
oh my God.
So, like a month and a half, I was like, this is great. So it
Oh,
was
you know what? I underestimated the work that I needed to do, like the content side. And if I had unlimited budget, I would have paid someone to do the content. So, and because, and I found that like that was the part that I overestimated, like I was underestimated the time. And then I had to really step back sometimes and think about like the purpose because then I was like this, and this, and I was falling into the old trap of like too much content, too many words, which, yeah, but I think, uh, if I ever did it again, when I do it again, or when we do it again, I would definitely be more realistic about timelines. Like for me, not for you, but you and your team met all your goals, like your milestones. So there was nothing. Um, yeah, that was totally fine. You were like ahead of it, and I was behind.
awesome. One last thing, I'm just kind of thinking off here is, do you want to comment at all on how you seemed, I think, surprised by the cost that you were able to get it for less than you were anticipating? And then was the quality still as good as you thought, even though it was a lot less than you were expecting?
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, I guess any person for a project like this, I got multiple quotes and like talked to many people, including colleagues in the sector who had recently redone their websites. So I was doing a lot of research, and we set a budget, or like a, I don't even say like a budget, like a tight budget. It was like this is how much we have for everything, and I was getting just I was like getting nowhere with that, or I was getting really like everyone was just budgeting like the highest amount kind of thing, and I wouldn't get what I wanted. So when I spoke to you, and you were like you what you produced for our budget, under our budget by thousands of dollars, honestly, really made a huge difference to us. That means it's money we can keep and like use here. But I was really surprised that, and the quality was great. So I hope that, yeah, I was really happy. We're all really happy, and nobody complained about signing those like checks over and all those kinds of things. So,